That is insane to think about. Freddy Krueger right there. Cord update. Team members are working on cords back there. A Shrek green one. Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It's time for another massive Halloween Horror Nights 2026 update. We got to talk about Horror Unleashed. Auditions are happening. It is also the final day of Mardi Gras, so I want to show off some more Easter eggs within the tribute store. But on that note, it's time to talk about the Halloween Horror Nights shirt of the day. This is going to be from HHN Hollywood from 2025, from last year. So we have the shirt for the Terror Tram, and then also the Bloody Hollywood sign hat. They did a really good job with this merch design last year. So on that note, enjoy the commercial.
To watch at Universal Halloween Horror Nights, featuring Terror Tram, Enter the Blumhouse, and more.
Okay, welcome back. Let's head in. Volcano Bay is at capacity right now. I have no idea what I'm about to walk into. This will be my last time seeing the medallion in between the arches. Tomorrow's Easter and they got little Easter bunny topiaries, but they're hiding here in the planter. Let's pop into the Brown Derby, see if there's anything on sale. The Ghostbusters library is normally $350. It's down to $150. Final sale, no additional discounts on top of that. They also have the 15th anniversary for Hogsmeade plaque. They're $51, no additional discount. You can see it engraved, 15th anniversary. All right, let's pop into Five and Dime, see if there's anything new with the HHN merch. Inside the window, it looks like the creature plush has fallen and now it's the Tarantino angle. So I read 33 and then 55. It's supposed to be 35 and 35 for HHN 35. It should be 35, 35. Right? Because you read left to right. Shirts are fully in stock. Now, I have been hearing there's a bunch of complaints about the shirts that people are purchasing online because they're kind of print to order. So the quality is not the exact same, apparently. They're getting different logos for BBC, misprints. So I think if you really want this shirt, come and buy it in person. They have all the blind boxes, but Marilyn's got a pitch.
I have a good idea.
Okay.
I love a good pin, and I love looking at all the stars on Hollywood. So I want to pin a mystery pin where you open it up and it's a different star, but it's a different celebrity name, but of everyone you can meet here.
Ah.
So it could be me, it could be Betty. Oh, they could be different color stars.
There you go.
Betty's could be red.
Yeah.
You could have
a Shrek green one.
green. Exactly.
There you go. That's a great pitch.
All right.
Great pitch.
Make it happen.
So speaking about HHN, auditions have now started for Halloween Horror Nights. So Ramon tweeted out, auditions for HHN 35 are live. Halloween Horror Nights 2026 scare actors, animated performers, roller skaters, stilt walkers, and puppeteer submissions are open. Now accepting submissions for haunted house and street performers to perform at Halloween Horror Nights. They're gonna need a headshot, a resume, a current full-length photo, and a video audition link. So they're looking for animated costume characters, roller skaters. It makes me think the male zombies will be returning. They're looking for still performers and then puppeteers. Deadline for these submissions are May 31st. So make sure to get these in. It is time to find the rats. It was the final day of the tribute store. We gotta find all the rats. Now, first rat all the way up there. So over here on the board, I saw at least 8 rats last week. Call exterminator. So we found one. We got 7 to go. Number 2 is right here next to the bottle. Number 3 is right here. It's about to snack on some lunch meat. Number 4 is right here. Number 5 is having a little Lady and the Tramp date right here. A little crawfish in the alleyway. And then right here will be number 6. So we got 2 more to find. And then we got the little rat hiding right in there on the table game. I guess the 8th rat would be the graffitied rat right there. This is what they used in the Boris comic book shop for the rats. It's a busy day, so they have special meet and greets out with celebrities. Get the Born Stuntacular sign here. Many showtimes today, many showtimes. Okay, so now let's go back to talk about Universal Horror Unleashed. There's actually like good offerings. I kind of want to go. It just doesn't mix with the time frame of how I'm flying out, because I already like booked all my plans for Fan Fest. They're actually like putting an effort kind of back into the seasonal events. For Christmas, they had the Krampus stuff, which I thought was good. Special food, special meet and greets. Valentine's Day, they did like Dilly Squat. They did a couple of food items and that was it. No special characters. Now with Easter, pretty much we got the Feaster Bunny returning. We talked about in the last HHN update, we have the HR Blood and Guts kind of Feaster Bunny movie that you kind of like walk through. So this is, I think, them finishing the movie, because when you go to Horror Unleashed, you're on the hot set. So when you're in the HR Blood and Guts house, that's the finished movie that aired on TV and stuff. But then this is them kind of filming it. They released a little teaser to see how the Feaster Bunny's kind of moving around. And then Thrill Geek actually released like a description of kind of all the different offerings within it. So let's go over that real quick. Upon arrival, you'll receive a call sheet, setting the tone that you are now an extra on this eerie film. From there, the experience unfolds as a mix of scavenger hunt, immersive theater, and haunted attraction. The first task is a rotten egg hunt, which sounds playful at first, but quickly takes a darker turn as you move through the environment and encounter characters tied to the story, including Grace, a young girl with a twisted connection to the bunny. Guests who complete the hunt can unlock prizes ranging from discounts to exclusive merchandise, adding a game-like layer to the experience. From the film to the final scene, the experience continues deeper into the world of the film. At the Boiler Bar, guests step into the Feaster Bunny's workshop for a photo opportunity and interact with the character himself, blurring the line between performer and guest. The horror extends to the menu. Like many of Universal's recent experience, the theming doesn't stop with the attraction itself. A line of limited time food and beverage offerings have been created specifically for Feaster grievings, and they fully commit to the unsettling theme. The menu items include the pickled eggs and truffled deviled eggs, the bloody egg cake pops, duck confit, the Feaster Teeny cocktail, and the Blood Bunny. It's a mix of elevated and eerie, with presentation playing just as big as a role as flavor. Cord update. Team members are working on cords back there. What could it mean? We do have a cord going to a tree. So the bases that they installed last year, again, this is where they will put the HHN lights. They just needed a permanent base, the hurricane and the weather, but there's a new cord. Why is it going to a tree? There's a cord right there, right? It's going all the way up the tree. There's a zip tie. Where's the cord going? Now they've kept all these cords out from last year, still running over the building, so nothing new with that. The only change with the cords is this. What does it mean? So it's zip tied to right there on the tree. Is that just leftover from all the pumpkins running the cords? But then why would it be in the grass? Before we pop into SpongeBob's store pants, SpongeBob is really excited. You know why? There's John Murdy right there. John! Okay, so John tweeted out this. Tokyo is the only city where you can wrestle giant men and have coffee with a giant rodent on the same day. I plan on auditioning for HHN this year. John says, cool. I'll post info when the time comes. We are so back. H-Lot North has risen their black tents for the HHN season here in Hollywood. John says, that's it. That's the whole house. That's all we're doing. Hope you like it. Well, this would be the first HHN house in Hollywood without black walls. But on April Fool's, they did tease kind of a fake HHN Hollywood announcement.
Get ready for the most terrifying year ever. Woody's Revenge. Coming soon to Halloween Horror Nights.
$30. They got some SpongeBob ice cream, kind of little mini wallets. $16. They have scented SpongeBob ice cream. Okay, there's different versions of all different characters. There's a chaser, and then $65. They have this kind of insulated SpongeBob bag. You have a little jellyfish right there. It's made by the company Whatever, and it says happy since '99. Oh, that makes me feel so old. On the inside, it's the ice creams, and it's spoiled what the chaser is. It's Gary right there. Gary's the chaser. So now you know. $30 for a little Gary crossbody side bag. $16 for these earrings. These things are massive. How would you wear that? That's bigger than the size of your ear. $25 for this Bargain Mart little bag. Now, It folds up, but the bag, when it unfolds, looks like this. You got SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward on it. $12, they got some mystery pins, and you got all the different characters right there. $20 for some mystery coin bag charms. So those are the different ones that you can collect. All right, let's go see what Mecca is working on, see if there's any more material still left outside.
This is the future.
That is exciting. We still got a long way to go, but it's looking good. We're cutting through the Wizarding World right now. Now they released the new trailer for the HBO Harry Potter TV show. I think the biggest complaint that a lot of people have is the color grading. Totally agree with that. It looks just dark and gray and boring. In the film series, they start out kind of, you know, bright and colorful, and then they get darker over time, right? So by the time you get to that final film, it's just so dark. So by starting it all so dark is just kind of bizarre. They also said they're not releasing a show every single year. So there's 7 books. So if they do one every other year, I think that's best case scenario. I'm gonna be 31 in May, so next month. I will be like 45 when the series finishes. I'm sure they're not gonna do one every other year, so I'm gonna be like pushing 50 by the time the Harry Potter show finishes. That is insane to think about. They got some construction walls up by the bathrooms over here. The fast coaster construction. You can see the Hogwarts Express going backwards. 2027. It's going to be interesting how we're going to get to the different houses and back to the sound stages for HHN with all the construction that's going to be happening in August and September, right? With all the building of the coaster. How's that going to operate? Universal's time to replace the posters. They're so sun faded. This one you can see it's starting to peel off. All the paint's starting to peel off. The Florida sun just destroys all these posters. We're in the main gift shop. This was all Potter stuff. Now it's just turned into this like Jurassic, Minion, SpongeBob, Shrek, Trolls. This is how every team member feels right now, having to deal with these spring break and Easter crowds. They're ready for some rest. All right, let's head over to Islands of Adventure. I want to see all the construction walls. We got more HHN updates, but a lot of people still keep asking about, will HHN ever come to Epic? The answer is no. There's not the infrastructure there. There's not the sound stages. There's not room for when all the different lands have been fully built out. The infrastructure is here. The Citywalk is here. The hotel's connected. Like, they make too much money because all the infrastructure is here. They would never put it at Epic. Maybe 20, 30 years from now, you never know. But in the current state of Universal, it's never coming to Epic. People keep like making rumors and talking about it. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's staying here. It's also never going to come to Islands. There's too many different nooks and crannies and islands. So with alcohol and people, there's all sorts of stories that happened back in the day with HHN. So the infrastructure is over here at Universal Studios. That's where it's going to stay. So all the rumors that always keep popping up between Islands and Epic, never going to happen. I saw some insane milkshake pop up on the menu. Let's pop into Twosomes and see if they have an Easter milkshake. All right, they got it. Yeah, there's peeps on that thing. I don't know what it is, but let's get it. You can see the Twosomes characters. I'm meeting with people right now. All right, there's a lot going on with this Easter egg. It's gonna have vanilla ice cream, pineapple, buttercream icing, toasted coconut, whipped toppings, jelly beans, peeps, coconut, and a passion fruit egg. You want an entire Easter basket in one? Let's try this passion fruit egg. Oh, that's so good. You know, like a Hostess snowball, where it's got that coconut shaving on the outside, but then like that vanilla cream. I'm gonna do like a 7.5 on it. Definitely not one of my favorite Twosome shakes, but it's not bad. We've made it into Islands of Adventure. All right, we just popped into the gift shop to the right. I don't remember this plush. $25, little Scooby-Doo right there. $45, they have the Little People kids collector's set. You'll probably see this merch pop up at FanFest. And then $75, you got the Scooby-Doo bag. $60, you got the whole gang and the Mystery Machine for a little crossbody bag. And then $50 for this hoodie, everybody kind of freaking out. And then $30 for this short sleeve shirt. I don't think I've ever seen no one in line to get some buffalo chicken tots. That is a first. There's Bio Reconstruct in the sky right there. Do you see him? I couldn't imagine the theme park landscape without BioReconstruct. He's become like so integral to kind of the coverage and updates for everybody, for Disney, for Universal. He gives us that view that we would never even see. All right, we're heading to the Lost Continent. Now it's gonna change a lot over the next couple years, but the first walls have gone up, kind of blocking off the old Sinbad Theater. We'll go show that off. Now Poseidon's has been shut down for years. It was supposed to be open longer, but they found so much water damage when they were kind of refurbing it. That's why it closed so early. This was still supposed to technically be open. We're gonna go to the right. All right, the restrooms are still open, but the walls have gone up in front of the Sinbad Theater. It's been closed for a very, very long time. Yeah, we're gonna start seeing over the next year more construction walls popping up for them to start demolishing stuff, starting to build on stuff. You know, the next decade of Universal is gonna be very aggressive, and what they have planned is super exciting. The wall is up and it kind of loops all the way around. The fountain is still here for now. He's still talking to people.
Greetings, Harrison. I am Rushmore, the Mystic Fountain.
And over here, this is all blocked off. Yeah, they got the wall up.
Oh,
but All Halsey Boutique closed down, what, last month? So this whole area will eventually be kind of blocked off. Right, Jurassic Outfitters has installed a massive sign now to promote the T-Rex chase photo experience. That is one of the best things ever. As you know, you saw in the Lost Emporium, they had the Carnotaurus skull for a nod to the dinosaur attraction. Because, you know, Disney removed all their dinosaurs. Universal still has theirs. Do you recognize what that is? That is the old school Easter egg that was in the dinosaur attraction queue back when there was a partnership between McDonald's and Disney. They put the chemicals and kind of ingredients used to make ketchup, mustard, and mayo. It lives on. So hidden, but it's right back here. I've really enjoyed how they've kind of plussed up this entire gift shop, right? By adding the T-Rex, more Easter eggs over there. They've done a really good job kind of spicing it up. And then $45 for kind of the swim shirt with the Jurassic camo on it. Okay, we've made it to Universal Citywalk now. See what's going on over here. Look at this awesome airbrush. Freddy Krueger right there. Let's pop into the Universal Studios store here at Citywalk. See if there's anything new. We got a new Super Mario Galaxy movie shirt, $30. Mario's gonna be riding or flying on Yoshi. Nothing on the back. $60. They got Bowser's Castle playset. You can do his little paintings right there. There's a little piano in the back. And then $35. They're gonna have some larger, more detailed figures. So you got one of Mario, one of Yoshi, and then $55 they got Bowser Jr. as an action figure. $85, this looks like a new Spirit jersey for the fluffy unicorn from Despicable Me. Yours forever. And then you got the little unicorn down there. And on the front, Bake My Day. $30 for the really, really fuzzy, fluffy bucket hat. $37 for the fluffy unicorn crop top. $25 for the fluffy unicorn water bottle. And then here's a plush ring. $15 for this plush ring. So you literally just wear the unicorn head. $15 for the fluffy unicorn badge reel. These hats are each $30 a piece. So you got one kind of embroidered, fuzzy, fluffy unicorn. And then another one that kind of turns you into a fluffy unicorn that says #pink on it. We have the Universal Wannabe Lounge fly bag, $75. Get the fluffy unicorn right there. There'll be a zipper on its head. It'll say fluffy right there. Then on the straps, it'll just say fluffy. $36, you're gonna have a fluffy unicorn lunchbox. And then $50, they're gonna have a fluffy unicorn plush backpack. There's a spot in the back to unzip it and put your valuables in. $20, you're gonna have some fluffy unicorn earrings. $25, you're gonna have a fluffy unicorn necklace. And then $25 for a fluffy unicorn necklace also. $25 for these fluffy unicorn hair scrunchies. $17 for some socks. And then $30, you're gonna have a fluffy unicorn beanie. $30 for the fluffy unicorn headband. And then $29 for the fluffy unicorn slippers. Oh, this is great. $70. So it's made to look like Dennis Nedry's kind of rain jacket. So it says Jurassic Park on it. It's even got the hood. So it kind of looks straight out of the film if you want to cosplay as Dennis for Fan Fest nights. And then for $15, they're going to have his rain jacket as a thick rubber keychain. You got a new shoulder plushie, Spongebob it looks like. So he can be a little pirate Spongebob on your shoulder. So $25 you can get your shoulder Spongebob plush. Let's see how the family coaster's doing. So much has changed. Again, this is supposed to open in 2027. It's gonna be really excited when they start installing track. But they're working, they're cruising. We still have no opening date on the Universal Studios Hollywood Fast and Furious coaster. They just said summertime. They're testing it. Supposed to be team member and annual pass holder previews for it, but there's still no dates announced for that stuff out in Hollywood. Right, so the Epic Universe Preview Center is finally going to be closing this month. We'll see what pops up in there, but Preview Center is no longer going to be previewing Epic. It'll be changing to some different store. But on that note, let's go back to the office. It is heating up here in Orlando. Okay guys, we're back in the office. So before we talk about some more HHN updates, Blumhouse has been tweeting out this about the upcoming Mummy film that comes out in like a week, I think. They've been tweeting this out every day. Brendan Fraser is not in Lee Croman's The Mummy. Okay, so now let's talk about Universal Horror Unleashed out in Vegas. Things are improving. I watch every video that gets posted. I have so many people, you know, who watch the videos who have been going. Things are improving. The characters are doing better. They're doing a really good job of kind of improving, but the Easter offering, they have that scavenger hunt. So there is kind of an immersive story throughout the entire Horror Unleashed building. So the seasonal event is kind of affecting everything. And my friends over at Freaks of HHN actually went, they were posting some videos and some photos of kind of how the experience looks. You can actually talk to the Feaster Bunny.
Another video, that'll be another $50. Time is money, you know.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, you think movie productions are free? I need to pay my employees.
It's true.
It is. Well, I don't need to. You know, and actually, I've just come to a realization. Perhaps we'll save that money. Feast grievings.
And then the overarching kind of story is influencing the different characters.
He's a little afraid, you see. Tiny little girl found him in a mall. Thought he was the Feaster Bunny.
That's enough company for today. I'll take him back, Mr. Jack.
I guess I'm just pet sitting for the time being. Take him.
Oh, thank you.
He's starting to smell.
Yeah, he is. He's stinky. Let's give you back.
Yeah.
Or should I say blood.
Bye-bye.
Say bye.
Bye, guys. Bye. Happy Easter.
What a delight. It's a hop, skip, and a sleigh from a new bloody holiday.
They also asked Jack about Dr. Oddfellow.
What do you about working with Oddfellow during
Yeah! It's the one question on everyone's effing lips. That doctor doesn't know the first thing about control, about showbiz. And when we get back to 35, this season, it's the infernal carnival of nightmares that not even the doctor can prepare for. Just wait, you may not even make it to see the show. Oh, it's gonna be grand.
Hell yeah, Jack.
Yeah!
Hell yeah, Jack. Thank you. All right, get out of here, wait up.
But there is kind of like a mini haunted house, which looks to have just a lot of the reused props from Holidays in Hell from HHN Hollywood. So you kind of like walk through this mini haunted house, but the issue is it's outside. So the maze doesn't look good during the daytime, but I feel like it would look a lot better during the nighttime because that's how haunted house is designed for, the nighttime. So maybe if they get like a little overhang or something to kind of darken it up, because it does not look good during the daytime. But we have a lot of HHN updates upcoming. So guys, on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button if you have not already. Hit the subscribe button and join the family.
I love the family.
Because I'm going to keep you up to date on all things Horror Unleashed, Halloween Horror Nights, and Universal Studios around the country. I love you all. I'll see y'all very soon.
Oh, it's gonna be grand.
Let's give you.
Yeah!